back at it. We're talking more about the issue of immigration in Illinois, and there's a forum coming up that's going to give the Sangamon County area some more information about how immigration's impacting the area, let alone the entire state. And somebody who helped organize that joining me now, Rosanna Pulido. She's talking about this event that's scheduled for tomorrow. Rosanna, thanks for taking time with us. How you doing?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. We're going to be meeting, talking illegal immigration and how it's going to impact us down here. We've heard these great stories from William Kelly up in Chicago. We're right down 55. And I've talked to plenty of people who say, hey, it's here already. So we're going to talk about the problems. I would even encourage landlords to come. The people that are coming from D.C., Federation for American Immigration Reform, Susan Tully, who's been my mentor, she's been on this issue for 30 years. She's been all over the country. She's worked with sheriffs all over the country. And you're going to get a lot of questions answered. The arm of FAIR is Early Immigration Reform Law Institute. They write free legislation for legislators that's really bulletproof as it relates to illegal immigration. So I'm very excited.
So you mentioned already one group that's going to be there, the Federation for Immigration Reform. Talk about some of the other participants that are going to be there talking about the immigration issue and maybe even fielding some questions.
Well, we've invited Springfield City Council, members of the county board. We invited Darren Bailey. We invited Congressman Miller, who unfortunately is on duty in D.C., because just like William Kelly referred to, you don't hear elected officials talking about this issue. And I am so proud to say that our sheriff from Sangamon County actually went to the border himself and saw what was going on. That is needed so much because you go down there and you really get an eyeful. So he's going to be telling us his observation of his trip to the border that was maybe about a month ago, 3 weeks ago. And I've been to the border 4 times myself. And I was there in a conference with all the sheriffs. That part of all of this, we need our sheriffs to rise up. And they have. I was there in 2014 with sheriffs. And all the sheriffs all over the land, all over the United States are getting trained by FAIR. They're being taken to the border so they can get a bird's eye view of what's going on.
We're talking about a forum that's coming up Tuesday, and to give you some of the details there, it's going to be at the venue 1929 there at 711 South 5th Street. Again, venue 1929, 711 South 5th Street tomorrow from 6:30 to 8:30. The topic is going to be focused on how undocumented migrants and immigration policies in the state of Illinois are impacting not just the state, but also in Sangamon County. Rosanna Pulido with us to talk about this. And why is this so important to you?
I'm a Latina. I'm a conservative Latina. And I would honestly, my whole story started 9/11. And I knew we were waiting for somebody, a Muslim, to stand up and say, this is wrong, what happened? And then we had hundreds of thousands of people supporting illegal aliens in the streets of Chicago. And I said, my time is here to stand up and say, no, you're in America. We follow the laws. I grew up in a home that you followed the law or, my parents took care of the matter. So, and I see America being crushed under the weight, under the taxpayers, the workers. Honestly, what nobody's talking about is the next hurricane that's coming because of this. And that is that our schools are going to be filled with kids who cannot speak the language. The teachers are going to become high-paid babysitters. And if you think your child's scores are low now, get ready, because a teacher can't teach when she's got to babysit.
Well, and you've also got the issue of undocumented migrants in Chicago being able to vote in local school councils. Now, they don't vote in, state elections or city elections, but, that's just one aspect people fear is the camel getting its nose under the tent, so to speak, right? Talk about, I guess, what you see are some of the major concerns moving forward with this issue of undocumented migrants being given certain rights when it comes to, renting, to getting healthcare costs, to housing costs, and so on. Where do you think this goes if it's not checked?
It's crushing me. It's crushing my fellow Americans. It's crushing my fellow citizens in Illinois. But guess what? They need to rise up. Nobody's coming to save us. And people feel helpless. They want to know what they can do. You must. Election season is right around the corner. You must ask everybody who's running. Do not let them get away with this. What are you going to do? What are your solutions to all these people here and the taxpayer footing the bill?
So what's next? I mean, this is a forum, of course. You're going to have Sangamon County Sheriff Jack Campbell there. You're going to have the Federation for Immigration Reform, again, Tuesday at Venue 1929, 711 South 5th Street, 711 South 5th Street, tomorrow from 6:30 to 8:30. What are you hoping comes out of this? Do you think that there's going to be some policy directives? Do you think there's just going to be more awareness? What are the next steps?
You're going to get resources. Early, the ARMA Fair, the Immigration Reform Law Institute, has helped cities all over to bring lawsuits. And again, their lawsuits are pretty much bulletproof. I'd like to see legislators take up the offer of free legislation. And people need to come and get resources. I talked to a lady, I was at the rally on Thursday, and she said, yeah, they're here in Dawson. They brought a busload of illegals. Well, we're not hearing it because there's no news staff out there. And so what can you do? Folks, it's coming to your town. It's coming to your school. Come and get answers. Come and get resources. We need to unite, and we need to solve our problem. Nobody's coming to save us.
What have you heard from some of the elected officials at the State House that you may have talked to about this issue?
Well, this is the way I feel right now. I'm going to say people who support illegal aliens, they like to name call. And so they will call people racist. Well, I'm a Latina, and they call me a self-hating Mexican. Sticks and stones will break my bones, but names will never hurt me. We just got to rise up past this, or we're going to lose our country.
Well, and this isn't about a particular country either.
That's right.
You've got, of course, some Mexicans coming across the border. You've got
Chinese,
people from
plenty of Chinese.
You've got people from other South American countries, people from African countries coming into this country. So,
because they use these names to say stop the hate. But they really want to stop the debate. That's their aim. And we just need to push through. It's for our children. It's for us, the taxpayer. People cannot, I don't know, where people are getting money from, but things are getting tighter and tighter. And election season's coming up. We can change a lot of the things that are happening, but you got to have legislators who are willing to get educated on the issue. This is their perfect chance. Somebody from Washington, D.C., a 30-year veteran on this issue, coming in, and she's going to be there and will answer any questions that come up.
And of course, Sangamon County Sheriff Jack Campbell also going to be there, but you have yet to get any RSVPs from some of the other elected officials that you've invited.
Correct. I mean, we know the city council is in session. Hopefully they'll stop by afterwards, but yeah, I'm hoping.
Yeah, we'll see how quick city council goes. Starts at 5:30 Tuesday night. Could be a 30-minute meeting, could be an hour meeting.
Yes.
If it's an hour, that's still got time to head over there to Venue 1929 to take part in this forum where you're going to hear a lot about the issue of how immigration is impacting not just Illinois, but Sangamon County in particular, with Sheriff Jack Campbell confirmed to be there. So just one of the issues I think that is top of mind for a lot of people and how it's impacting them right here at home. What do you think's driving this? The issue of carving out rights and funding all of this and having the state be a sanctuary state where local law enforcement aren't allowed to enforce immigration detainer orders. What do you think's behind this?
Unfortunately, I've been on this issue since 2000. I was a police dispatcher. I ran all those fake IDs. But it's cheap labor. Absolutely cheap labor. And so that's why I'm a Republican. I have been all my life. And just like William Kelly said, I take the blame and spread it around because both are guilty for not closing the border. Both are guilty for giving people driver's license that is a breeder document. It gives you the aura of being legal. And they both have horrible records. But we've let them stay in office. You know, if I do a bad job, my employer fires me. And that's what we need to do, start firing people.
All right. So again, Tuesday night, 6:30 to 8:30.
I will give out a phone number.
Yes, please.
217-801-1505 if you'd like more information.
Give it to us one more time.
217-801-1505.
Rosanna Pulido, thank you so much for taking time with us.
Thanks
and
a million.
I imagine we'll talk again in the near future, all right?
Wonderful. Thanks so much.
It is Springfield's Morning News on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk.